I was watching a show the other day, and one of the characters was in this whole debate on whether or not to accept the proposal from the guy that they had been dating for a while. And the reasoning was she loved him, but the spark was just gone. And that was presented as the most reasonable explanation in the entire world. And it got me thinking, because my husband and I have been married for 16 years this upcoming fall. We've been together for just under 2 decades. And I will fully admit that I fell in love with him very quickly. Within a month of us dating, I knew that he was who I wanted to marry. And I was still very young, and I had actually just gotten out of a pretty unhealthy relationship. So the fact that I knew this was a little scary. But all that to say, in the 16 years that we've been married, in the almost 20 years that we've been together, there have been seasons where the spark has been incredible and strong and exciting and everything that you hope it would be and everything that the movies make it out to be. But then there have also been seasons when there hasn't really been a spark, when it hasn't really been exciting, when we've been frustrated with one another more often than not. And honestly, a lot of times there's been reasons for that. When the kids were in early toddler preschool age and there's just a lot of work, or when they're newborns and you're just tired all the time. Even just recently, we had probably one of the biggest fights that we've had in a really long time. That was this buildup because we were both so exhausted after our entire family had been sick for about a month. And it just kind of blew up for a little bit. But we figured it out and calmed everything back down the next day when we could both think reasonably. But emotions are this beautiful gift from God that allow us to feel and to experience and to see the magic that exists around us. But we as a society have put so much emphasis on emotions that all of a sudden everything is dictated by emotions. I've been telling my teenagers for a while now, having my 2 oldest are both girls, and so emotions are really big in our house. And the phrase that I use all the time is that you control your emotions do not control you. They are a gift from God. But the reason why I'm saying all this actually has nothing to do with a romantic relationship. It has everything to do with our relationship with God. You see, in the same way that we put all this emphasis on feeling and wanting to have that spark in our romantic relationships, it is less about the emotion and more about the continual showing up. That tenacity, that stubbornness, I'm here. I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to show up day after day after day. And both of you deciding to do that makes it work. It's not all that different with God. You see, He gave us these beautiful emotions to experience Him in these incredible ways. But there are seasons, there are times when the emotion is not there, where I don't feel like worshiping, when my plans are not going the way that I want them to, and it's hard. And I have been a believer for over 30 years. And there have been so many times that I haven't felt like it. It hasn't gone the way I wanted it to. It wasn't what I thought it should be. And there are other times that it is, and it's this beautiful moment where I grew up in Florida. So anyone who grew up in the South or who lives in the South will understand this metaphor. But take Florida humidity and make it good. Hang on. Like when you walk out the door and you feel it everywhere. You are coated in it. It's covering your skin. It's filling your lungs. You can't take a breath without breathing it in. Like that is when I feel the Holy Spirit so tangibly. It's like that, but good. because Florida humidity is not necessarily good in my opinion, but that's a whole different conversation. But it doesn't always feel that way. Sometimes it's like you're living out in Texas like I am now, when you walk outside and it is dry. Or when we go visit Colorado and there's such arid humidity, my skin is like crackling and drying the second that I walk out rather than being saturated. And all I want is to be able to take a deep breath and to feel it through my lungs. It doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes we go through these seasons where the Holy Spirit is not going to feel tangible to us. But can I tell you that He always shows up? There is never a day, there's never a moment when He is not actively pursuing us. And so if all we need to do is such a plain statement, but all we need to do is continue to show up. Dig into that tenacity, dig into that gumption, that even if I don't feel it, I'm going to be stubborn enough to keep showing up and to keep pursuing, because He's always pursuing us. And that there will be times when that season shifts, when that season changes, and you're going to be on the other side of that miracle that you're waiting for. And all of a sudden, you're going to be like, you were there the entire time. Don't get lost in the emotion. Press in and show up.